I remember when I lived in New York State several years ago, I had a friend who was a banker, and she told me that if I wanted to have a little help in investing, which of course I had a number of small investments. I don't think I'm super rich. I had a few small investments, a few $100s here, a few $100s there. And but anyway, she said, "Look, we've got an investment advisor at our bank who's really good, and I can set up an appointment for you to see him." So I said, "Oh, okay. I mean, I don't have a lot to play with here, but sure." So I went over to see him at the appointed time, and he looked at what I had, and he said, "That's fine. That's good." He said, "What you need in your portfolio is a small cap, actually micro cap stock. In other words, a stock with very small market valuation." And so he recommended a particular stock. It was a local stock. It dealt, as I recall, it dealt more with recycling and that type of thing in a nearby community, probably 20 miles away from where I lived. And it was, I'd never heard of it, but still it was a small company. And he said the book value of this stock is $6 a share. And look at the price of the stock. It was $1.50. But the book value was $6. I mean, this you talk about buying an undervalued. He said, "Listen, I own $64,000 worth of stock in this stock." I said, "Well, wow. Well, that's good. You know, I don't have the money right now," I said, "but I'll take this into consideration. If I'm interested, maybe I'll come back. You can get me in the stock, and we can talk some turkey and so forth." So, as it turned out, I had a family, had a lot of expenses, never really did have the money to get involved in that particular stock that was a good investment. This is a professional. This is not some Joe Schmo out in the bushes there. You know, he worked for a bank, and he knew what he was talking about. So I did follow the stock, however, and I noticed that it seemed to be slipping even more. So again, it would be even a better buy, according to what he said, because the book value was $6 a share. But over a period of time, 1 year actually, it got down to just a few pennies a share. And I got to thinking, I'm glad I didn't have any money to invest. And I checked on it a year and a half. From the time I spoke with him, it was down to something like 2 or 3 cents a share. So again, you got to be careful, and it gets down to the old adage: do your own homework. And another thing too is don't put all your all your eggs into one basket. It pays to diversify it. That's certainly a good piece of advice that you've heard over the years, no doubt.